how dismantling the Department of Education could impact students. New York City Mayor Eric Adams vowing to help ICE, and TikTok making its way back to the App Store. 64% of you chose the impact that dismantling the Department of Education could and would have on students. Concern is growing among parents and educators alike about President Trump's threat and really desire to shut down the entire department, putting federal funding for school districts in jeopardy. Joining me now for more on this is Heather Stambaugh, a public school teacher in rural Ohio. Heather, thanks for taking the time to join us and talk about this. Lots of parents and teachers are feeling uncertain right now because there's a lot of uncertainty about what could come next if federal funding for public schools goes away. How is federal money used in your district, particularly, and even in your classroom, and what worries you the most about this?
Honestly, I don't think classroom to classroom teachers really have this checklist of what comes from federal money. But when we look around our school districts, we can kind of pinpoint what those programs are specifically. And for our district, it really is going to be those Title I students that receive extra attention and care in learning to read. And it's going to be our students of great need that are identified with that IDEA legislation that the money that we receive really goes to supporting and educating those students in the least restrictive environment that we can provide.
Yeah, and as you sort of mentioned there, students with disabilities could also face challenges if the funding is cut. In Ohio, almost 16% of students have a disability of some kind, according to a nonprofit organization that supports youths with disability. What kind of support programs for these kids would go away without federal money?
So most commonly in districts like mine, we utilize a lot of those dog-eared funds from federal funding through the state that comes to us to mostly supply teachers and aides that work intensively and directly with those students. So we have two specific Title I teachers. And then as it relates to our students of more intense need, we of course have intervention specialists that service multiple disabilities, but we also have some very intense resource rooms where we have students with those more severe disabilities that require aids, smaller settings, a lot more personalized education, and have really intense needs.
Heather Stambaugh, teacher from rural Ohio, thank you for taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you.
A lot of people uncertain about this, and we'll see what happens in the days and weeks to come.